Hi, this is Damien and this is my MBA journey at Melbourne Business School. And today I'm going to be talking about my second course, which is Social Responsibility and Ethics, my first day. So basically what we talked about today was the first part was around ethics. I've done a number of readings last night to get into that need to be done by today for the course. So we discussed around deontology and utilitarianism, and we done an exercise around as a group exercise around what we do if a tram was going to run into 5 people, or you could have the option to, instead of having it run into the 5 people, have it change course and run into one person and actually kill them. If you had the ability to change the tram's direction. So there was discussion around that, about could you do that and would it be the right thing, and could you live with yourself, and was it within your capability as well? So there was a whole moral ethics around that that we discussed. We also done another exercise around. We also spoke about corporate social responsibility. We discussed about what the value or purpose of corporate social responsibility is, and how it's a value add to business to incorporate corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is not just about doing good it's about adding good or doing good in the community as from a social aspect, but can also value add to the actual company, be it short term or long term. So we discussed, the benefits of corporate social responsibility around for the stakeholders, be it clients or customers, staff, who around retention and of talent or attraction of talent. We also discussed what partnerships this could create, and what branding and reputation this could create with an organisation, the positives and negatives. The negatives obviously is using corporate social responsibility as a PR stunt, to over ad-lib what was actually being done by a company around their social responsibility, making it out to be more than what it actually was. But at the same time, the other side for the positive was the discussion around that corporates should actually be talking about what they are actually doing as around social responsibility, because it's that needs to be communicated. If they don't, then the message is lost, and the purpose for the community is unknown. So therefore, there is no value attached to the company around their contribution to corporate social responsibility if they don't communicate that to their stakeholders. So yeah, we were discussing things like that. So it was very interesting. We done we looked at done a case study and presentation as a syndicate or a team, which I delivered the presentation. That was around looking at a AXS listed company that was in an area of that was contentious. So, for example, tobacco, gambling, mining, all those areas which are alcohol, those areas where there is an element of social unease or conflict around what that business does. So we actually presented on BHP, and discussed. And as part of that, we had to present on what were the goals, the corporate's social responsibility goals, what were their activities in achieving those goals, what challenges they faced, and what were our recommendations to that organisation moving forward. So we talked about BHP. Their goals were around reducing their work fatalities to zero. They were talking around their Indigenous strategy. They're also talking around their reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. And what they were doing around their activities for that was for workplace fatalities. They were looking to put in place ways to reduce that to zero, because in comparison to their peers, they actually had 2 fatalities where their peers, competitors, had none. So they obviously, any fatality is a bad fatality. They also got the activities around Indigenous strategy was around procurement of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander business. They've got a target of 3% that they've set for over the next 5 years to achieve of their procurement spend. They've got also around the environmental. They're looking at their activities was investing and buying into greenhouse emissions, carbon reduction technologies, and investing in capital expenditure and R&D around that to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The challenges they faced around that was, first of all, with the Indigenous procurement, is being able to actually find Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses enough that will be able to meet their requirements to actually be able to buy from those Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses. So pre-quals and meeting requirements of the tendering process. There is the issue that there may not be enough Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses, or big enough Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses to be able to for the supply needs of BHP. So we discussed that. We also faced the challenge around technologies where they're wanting to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. One is they wanted to reduce their levels from the 2017 financial year. Obviously, if mining picks back up again, with that increase in production will come increased greenhouse gas emissions. So they, as an outcome of increased economic productivity, they may actually increase their greenhouse gas emissions. Also, it comes back to also the investment in technology. It's the investment in R&D. That research and development may not pay off. Technology may not be up to the the standard to reduce enough of the greenhouse gas emissions. The reduction might be minimal for the amount that's required, and that then runs into cost first benefit. So that was some of the challenges. There's then our recommendations around that was around around Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander procurement, Indigenous business procurement. They need to look at joint venturing, investing into those Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses to be able to grow and develop, and to expand, to allow those Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses to ideally be able to then supply back to them on that basis. There was also around the technology side. What do we consider for the technology side? the technology side, we considered that they needed to look at whether they could find other alternatives to for technology investment around that. So yes, so yeah, that's just the activity that we done this afternoon around corporate social responsibility and the goals, activities, challenges, and recommendations that come with that. There was also a discussion around, for somebody mentioned from our cohort, student cohort, was the question around what about the for in Brazil where BHP had one of their dams bust and that caused significant damage to the environment, but also it caused loss of life. So we were aware of that. The thing was, we were sort of that happened in 2015. So we were looking at more current and then future. So the BHP's corporate social responsibility around the environment was more so looking at greenhouse gas emissions rather than the effects that their carrying on a business has upon the actual use of land or the land use. So, Taylor dams breaking and causing environmental impact or catastrophe is obviously an impact. So, yes, that damages brand and reputation. So, yes. What else did we do this afternoon? That was basically it. I came home and had some dinner and then went to the State Library and did some more study. And I came back here and did some more study after the library closed as well. I came home and done some study. I haven't got through all my readings. There is a case study that we're doing tomorrow that is an in-class assessment. I can't actually discuss it. It's plastered all over the item that we can't even discuss with our peers, our other students. So that'll be interesting as to how that works and what we're doing with that case. Obviously, I won't be able to discuss that with you either if that's something that they use ongoing. So yes. Excuse me. It's 12:40 a.m. So obviously I'm tired. I stayed up till late last night as well, to 2 a.m. I didn't this morning go to the gym. I basically woke up, showered, and went straight to university after having breakfast. So, excuse me. So I went straight to the university, and then I've come home and jumped straight into study. I haven't gone to the gym either. So, yes, it's just all about getting this casework done and getting the readings done. It's pretty intensive for the readings for this section, the corporate social responsibility and ethics. So, just need to get into it and get as much done as possible. I've still got to do some more reading of the case that we have for tomorrow. I can't concentrate. My memory's starting to wander. I'm actually falling asleep, so I'm best to go to bed and get some sleep. But you can follow me on YouTube at Damien Foley. You can also follow me on my website at www.damienfoley.com/MBA. And you can also follow me on Instagram at DGFoley. I'll give you some more updates on how corporate social responsibility and ethics is going. And let you know what I've thought of the course. I've still got tomorrow, and I've got which is Friday, and then also Saturday, half a day Saturday. So yes. Oh, we also worked on our leadership assignment that's due in on the 6th of October. So it's not that far away. completed my section on that assignment, which was around emotional intelligence. Done my write-up for that section. So that's all ready for the our syndicate team group to review either tomorrow or on Saturday. So yes, and then on Sunday there's another Excel for database and for data analysis, a Excel bootcamp that I'll be going to, just to make sure that I'm up to speed on the use of Excel for use of it. So yes, again, I'll say it. This is me signing off. I need to go get some sleep. It's 12:45 a.m. Yeah, if you want to follow me on YouTube, it's Damien Foley. If you want to follow me on my website, it's www.damienfoley.com/MBA, and on Instagram it's DG Foley. Okay, guys, I'm going to go to bed, and I'll catch up with you later. See ya. Bye.